Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm gonna take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. It's gonna work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
And oh shoot, this was 5 years ago.
And medical health experts has released an important statement on pregnancy and pain medication. It's part of a study in the British scientific journal Nature. And here's what it does. It cautions pregnant women about using acetaminophen. And that is the active ingredient in Tylenol and many other medications that so many of us use to relieve pain or fever. CBC Health and Science reporter Christine Burak has the details.
The statement is backed by nearly 100 scientists and doctors from around the world. They insist a higher level of caution is needed when pregnant people use fever and pain meds that contain acetaminophen, including Tylenol. The authors don't have any new evidence showing the drug harms a developing fetus, but their statement does say a growing body of experimental and epidemiological research suggests that prenatal exposure to acetaminophen might alter fetal development, which could in turn increase the risks of certain neurodevelopmental, reproductive, and urogenital disorders.
Y'all know President Trump doubled down on Tylenol. You know? Trump says pregnant women do not use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. Don't give Tylenol to your young child for virtually any reason. Break up the MMR shot into 3 total separate shots, not mixed. Take chicken B shot separately. Take hepatitis B shot at 12 years old or older. And importantly, take vaccine in 5 separate medical visits. President Donald Trump. Yes, indeed. And as you know, that has caused the liberal leftist derangement, Trump derangement outrage once again.
So let's think about what's happening. Trump says there are concerns about Tylenol, you know, like pregnant women shouldn't be taking it or whatever. There are multiple ways that you can take what's been said. But to keep it simple, at the end of the day, he said, don't take Tylenol. And he is saying that out of an abundance of caution for mothers and their children. So he's saying that to make people's lives better, to possibly have less issues with autism. Now, whether he's right or wrong is debatable. There's science that goes both ways on that. But what he's saying isn't even political. This is more about how do we keep people more healthy? How do we decrease autism rates? And you have women that are coming out here pregnant, taking Tylenol just to spite Trump. They're not thinking, well, what if he's right? Let me act out of abundance of caution and maybe try to avoid taking this while I'm pregnant. It's better safe than sorry. No, they're going to oppose Donald Trump. That's what they're going to do. Their opposition to Donald Trump is stronger than the care for their child, I would argue. Because again, even if you don't like Donald Trump and he's saying this, and there is some science behind it, if you want the best for your child, wouldn't you be more careful? Instead of go straight to the internet and start posting yourself taking Tylenol just to spite Trump, like it's gonna harm him, like it's you and your child. But I think this also points to something larger. Why does she want to oppose Trump so much, even if he's trying to help her? Because think about that. He's trying to help her and her child, and she's just opposing him and spiting him simply because he's Trump. This is what I'm talking about by many people on the left opposing Trump because it's Trump. Doesn't matter what it is, we have to oppose Trump because he's evil, orange, and bad. And we're going to get on the internet and act like we're doing something cool because we're doing exactly what Trump said don't do when Trump is trying to help them. Again, it just shows the mentality behind many people on the left. It is oppose Donald Trump at all costs, even if it cost me or my child. It's pretty pathetic when you think.
You know, but hey, these men said, plain and simple, campaigned on it, has already achieved a couple of things towards the Make America Healthy Again movement. But hey, these are the bad guys, they say. You know, these are the bad guys.
Autism work that are vital for parents to know as they make these decisions. First, HHS will act on acetaminophen. The FDA is responding to clinical and laboratory studies that suggest a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy and adverse neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis for ADHD and autism.
Boy.
Scientists have proposed biological mechanisms linking prenatal acetaminophen exposure to altered brain development. We have also evaluated the contrary studies that show no association. Today, the FDA will issue a physician's notice about
Some of the most unhealthiest, some of the worst conditions, diseases, you know, some of the worst things in our food are these products, the things that we buy every single day. But these are, this is the bad guy. The big bad orange man. The threat to democracy, our sweet democracy. You know. Hey.
the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy.
All I can say is at least somebody gave a damn. Somebody campaigned on it. Somebody cared. Somebody at least mentioned it. We didn't see that from the other side. Yeah, as they paid off so many celebrities to come play in your faces. Hey. As they gave word salads and walked granddaddy around, didn't know who the hell was running the country. Hey. Doesn't seem like, now it seems like somebody actually cares. Seems like we actually have a president. You ask me.
Begin the process to initiate a safety label change. HHS will launch a nationwide public service campaign to inform families and protect public health. FDA also recognized that acetaminophen is often the only tool for fevers and pain in pregnancy, as other alternatives have well-documented adverse effects. HHS wants, therefore, to encourage clinicians to exercise their best judgment in the use of acetaminophen for fevers and pain in pregnancy by prescribing the lowest effective dose for the shortest necessary duration and only when treatment is required. Furthermore, thanks to the politicization of science, the safety of acetaminophen against the risk of neurodevelopmental disorders in young children has never been validated. Prudent medicine, therefore, suggests caution in acetaminophen use by young children, especially since strong evidence also has associated it with liver toxicity. Some studies have also found the use of acetaminophen in children can potentially prolong viral illnesses. FDA will drive new research to safeguard mothers, children, and families. In addition to a possible acetaminophen connection to autism for pregnant women, infants, and toddlers, our research has revealed that folate deficiency in a child's brain can lead to autism.
Look at this meme of the day here. Tylenol, pregnant women with Trump Derangement Syndrome. I couldn't wait to get into this, man. Oh boy.
Hypocrisy of the left. Well, we don't call it Trump Derangement Syndrome for no frickin' reason. You know, I know Gavin Newsom's been going on trying to co-opt the term, claiming people have California Derangement Syndrome or Gavin Derangement Syndrome, but I really don't think that's a real phenomenon. And I guess the basis of my argument is, well, you don't see people doing absolutely insane, crazy stuff like this. Holy frickin' moly, Trump Derangement Syndrome has gone completely off the rails. The Trump administration recently issued a pretty common sense health warning. It's nothing crazy, by the way. You'll see people suggesting that the Trump administration is banning Tylenol. But no, it's a simple health warning that there could be a link between Tylenol usage during pregnancy and increased risk of autism. And now, of course, these Trump deranged leftoids, instead of listening, the left decides to risk their own lives by spiting Trump. We're now seeing a viral phenomenon, even viral videos being posted online, of left-wing women chugging Tylenol as some kind of resistance stunt, and it seems it's already leading to tragedy. We got a report here from the Gateway Pundit that suggests one of the women is now stuck in the ICU after suffering a severe Tylenol overdose. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's first start off with the viral videos.
You know, I don't wish nothing bad on people, but I hope they around and find out. And I think a couple more are already found. That one lady, she's in the ICU right now. But look at this. This is what we started the show off with today. And they say she's been taking Tylenol every day. Like, she posts a video every day on her TikTok page, I believe. Look at these people. They're so sad and pathetic, man. Trump Derangement Syndrome is eating these people alive. Look how miserable they look.
I don't know what the heck is wrong with these people. I mean, could you imagine doing something like this, especially trying to make a political stunt while you're pregnant? I can't even fathom it. My wife was just pregnant, and we were apprehensive to put so many things into her system, including Tylenol. She didn't take a single Tylenol throughout her entire pregnancy, and we didn't even have this information prior. We just didn't really want to put chemicals or outside substances into her body during pregnancy. We tried to be as risk-averse as possible. But these chicks, they've completely lost the frickin' plot. Obviously, this is what happens when politics becomes your religion, your entire self-identity. And now it seems to have ended in tragedy, as the Gateway Pundit here. They're telling us that a pregnant liberal woman reportedly overdosed on Tylenol in one of these stunts and is currently in the ICU on a ventilator fighting.
Woo! Around and find out, huh? Yeah, fuck around and find out. But hey, we're wishing you a speedy recovery, man. Speedy, we don't wish harm on anybody, man. See, this is the difference between our side, man. We want to send our love and prayers to that woman in that ICU. You know, after having a Tylenol overdose. You know, trying to prove Trump wrong. We send our prayers and love to you, man. Wishing you a speedy recovery. And hope that you wake up and understand what's really going on. And that you can see the truth and see the light.
For her life. I've also seen some unconfirmed reports that apparently nurses are reporting an uptick in Tylenol overdoses in hospitals. It's hard to verify that for sure, but even the possibility shows how reckless this hysteria is. And even beyond the most extreme cases, the fact that these pregnant women are taking Tylenols after the government specifically said,
like, imagine, like, this message, y'all. Trump and RFK Jr. come out and talk about the Tylenol and say this and that. And then you take it upon yourself to grab your device, set your device up, your phone, your camera, and record yourself taking Tylenol to prove your point while you're pregnant. For just no reason. You're not in pain or nothing. I mean, I wish I could say what I really want to say. I do. But they'll take this whole thing down.
Not a good idea, or there might be a risk involved. You know, it just goes to show how the meme becomes reality. I posted this meme on X and people got a kick out of it. But considering what I'm...
Don't drink piss. Trump says don't drink piss. Liberals, they drink the piss.
seeing, it's almost believable. If Donald Trump issued a warning saying, hey, don't drink your own piss, I feel like people all over social media, all over Blue Sky and TikTok would be drinking their piss on camera the next day.
Facts.
Oh, and speaking of memes, I just want an excuse to highlight this one as well. Oh, poor little hairy sissy. I guess we finally know the cause now, don't we? But yeah, going back to the whole Tylenol thing, it's clearly so ridiculous. And what makes it so insane, this entire premise of this resistance stunt is that Donald Trump is supposedly fear-mongering. Oh, you can't trust Donald Trump. They must just be inventing it, or it's just another one of those crazy Trump moments. The baseline assumption from the left seems to be that Donald Trump is lying, or that this warning comes directly from President Trump himself. But no, of course not. His administration is merely the messenger. And what's really wild is that he's not even the first person to say this. In fact, Tylenol, the brand itself, has been issuing similar warnings for years. In 2017, the official Tylenol account tweeted, "We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today." In 2019, they also followed up by saying, "Congrats on your upcoming edition, so exciting." This is, I'm assuming, in response to somebody who announced their pregnancy. "It'd be great to touch base real quick since we haven't tested Tylenol to be used during pregnancy and see what coupons we have for baby. Call us when you can at yada yada yada." And so no, obviously this isn't coming from Donald Trump himself. It's not a MAGA conspiracy theory either. Tylenol themselves have said, they've stated multiple times that they haven't tested for pregnancy safety. And then, of course, we need some more context here. The real science, let's say, which you think the left would be interested in, considering how they virtue signal constantly about being the party of science, oh, the party of science. Well, again, this health warning isn't coming from Donald Trump personally, but rather it's coming from the science. We've got multiple studies from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Mount Sinai, and all of those studies have raised concerns about prenatal acetaminophen exposure. We've got Harvard and Boston Children's Hospital that found that higher acetaminophen levels in umbilical cord blood were associated with a significant increase of autism and ADHD symptoms later in childhood. We've got Johns Hopkins University that published data showing that prolonged Tylenol use during pregnancy correlated with developmental issues and behavioral problems in children. We've got Mount Sinai that led a major meta-analysis pooling dozens of studies finding consistent evidence linking heavy prenatal Tylenol exposure with higher risk of neurodevelopmental disorders. And so this isn't MAGA, it's not politics, this is peer-reviewed science. And yet the left has become so incredibly deranged, so consumed by their hatred of Donald Trump that they can't even process information rationally anymore. If the government says it when Joe Biden is in office, well then treat it as the gospel truth. Don't question a single element of it. Just do it blindly. Poke as many of those damn needles in your arm as you can get, and that's called trusting the science, right? But if Donald Trump is president, they automatically assume that the information is false. And that's not skepticism, that's not critical thinking, that's dangerous. Speaking of dangerous misinformation, dangerous medical misinformation, which the left was obsessed with back during the pandemic, well, if anything, that's what the left-wing reaction is here. Because you've got actual studies from some of the top medical universities showing the potential connection and risk, and then you've got all kinds of leftoids all over social media telling people, no, don't trust the president, don't trust what he's saying. And look at the result. People are now doing things that are legitimately dangerous. If anything, this is 10 times bigger of a scandal than the whole bleach thing from Donald Trump's first term. Quote, they took completely out of context and then blew out of proportion and claimed that Donald Trump did all kinds of damage, which obviously was not true. Well, that's exactly what this is, except this time it's real. The left is essentially telling pregnant women, keep doing it. Ignore the health experts, ignore the studies, and that could potentially be causing prenatal issues. That is insanity. And this right here is proof that Trump Derangement Syndrome is a real thing. It's a real diagnosable thing, if you ask me. And obviously, this is TDS at its most destructive. It's not just mean tweets anymore. It's not just screaming at the sky, or these days, screaming into your phone while sitting in a car. No, this is literally hurting people. The real danger in this country isn't the things that Donald Trump says, it's the left's refusal to hear, the left's refusal to engage, critically think, to absorb information rationally. They've lost the frickin' plot, and what more proof do you need? Anyways, that's what I got for you.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is Trump Derangement Syndrome wins again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you just can't make this up. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let me know what y'all think about all of this, man. Leave a beautiful comment down below. Share the video again, and if you're new here, join the family. We are rocking and rolling on the road to 600,000 beautiful patriots around the world with common sense and just a little bit of love in their hearts. And road to 1 million, man. 7 days a week, 24/7. We don't take any days off. So I do appreciate all the love you guys show me every single day. Even if it's just a couple of you guys that come by. I love y'all, family. But leave your thoughts down below. I love y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, family.